Hello, hope you're well. Scott here. Time to look through some Forex charts. So yesterday wasn't a particularly exciting day. A few things didn't really set up or play out. Today we've got a few things to look at. So we'll go through some charts now and go from there. So using some shortcut keys. We'll do that. And then we'll do that. Good. Right, EuroCAD. With higher time frames first. So I should have switched on the watermark so you can see exactly what I'm looking at. So I covered this before. We've had a good bounce to the daily 50, this red line here. Bounced off, and now it's on its wave 3. So the wave 1, a wave 2 pullback. It's now on a wave 3, broken the daily 50 and marching on upwards. We've got a fair bit of room. Wave 3 targets usually about 1.272 as a minimum. There's a fair bit of room there. So this is why I like this one. So go to the hourly. I'll just put on the watermark again so it's clear. Right. We've had this march up here. We haven't really had any good trend lines yet. Could we stick one in here? Maybe. This spike was really from the news yesterday about CAD, what was it, inflation figures, I think. So there's a trend line there, or there could be a trend line there somewhere. By the way, we won't know until we get a bit more data. So let's also, anyway, so it's pulling up here quite very strongly. Euro is showing some strength, CAD is showing some weakness. So together we've got a good bullish price action. Here's the daily pivot. This is the first. I've had some breakouts here, but it's choppy price action before it broke up. So looking to pull back to the daily pivot, just below to get a 1-to-1 before the highs. Stop down here behind the S1, and looking for a hyper trade on here, which is a 4-to-1 trade, and that'll take up to this line here is roughly where 1.272 extension is on the daily. So it gives us a good price target. I'm not saying we'd ever reach 4%, but we could at least get 2 or 3% out of this trade, depending on how it goes and what sort of trade management you use. But there's a good opportunity there. And EuroCAD is not an Asia session kind of pair, so you probably won't have it pull back nicely to the 1 hour 50 until UK Open or even the US Open, probably UK Open, more for UK Open, which is in about 5-6 hours from now. So got a bit of time to wait for that one to really set up. We'll see how we go on that one. Next one is Kiwi Swiss. Kiwi Swiss, there's lots of bearish action. We are very oversold here on the RSI. We've got a MACD divergence here from this low here, which we've got a higher low on the MACD, but a very much lower low on the price action. So that is, we're not going to catch a falling knife here. We do have a major level, it's just hit, but there's also one a bit further down, which is even more significant. So we could get some more bearish action before we get there. We need to have some good proof on the lower time frames that the trend has changed. But what have we got? We've got these big trend lines here, been going on for a while. This is on the hourly. Finally got broken to the upside, and then yesterday, early this week, pulled back below those. So those lines don't actually line up with these lows here. I've tried that, but we're showing a bear trend again. We need to find a change of direction if you're going long. But we could also be playing this short. I think playing it short is a bit risky because we're already at a major low on the daily. We're already oversold, so I don't think we should be going short. Even though we've got a bit snatcher in there, I think we should be looking for an uptrend. So a break of this trend line here, perhaps. Not the best of trend lines, but it's there. Lines up the hourly 50, which is good. So we get a break of this. Break of the 1 hour 50 up to here, pull back to the 1 hour 50, go along, that's the 4 hour 50, and that could be a nice little trade there. Again, we need proof that the trend has changed. So what we're getting at the moment is, from this point, lower highs and lower lows. Hopefully we'll get a high here, maybe a low and a high, so we start putting the trend, show the trend has changed by having higher highs and higher lows, and then a long trade comes out of that. We'll have to wait and see if that one, so that should really be the blue one because it's not set up yet, and I'll put that down in alphabetical. Okay, so that was Kiwi Swiss, what about Kiwi Yen? What we got there? Okay, so these yen, the yen pairs are indecisive. Well, we don't know if the yen has really got strength or not. Some pairs it's showing strength, some pairs it's showing weakness. So we really don't know at this stage. We've had a big downtrend on Kiwi yen, broken the daily 50. So is it going to keep on going down? It's been quite a strong run for wave one. Maybe it's going to pull back to the daily 50 soon. But we could have on here a pip snatcher, just a one-to-one, quick one-to-one trade using the daily pivots. Test up here of the 1 hour 50, which is catching up. Maybe we can catch a quick one-to-one before it reverses. So that's something to keep an eye on. If not, we'll be waiting for it to break the 1 hour 50, prove it's got some bullish strength, and then we can take it long. That's Kiwi yen. Kiwi USD. Again, it's Kiwi is really showing weakness. So we've got the Kiwi USD is a very bearish trend. It's not quite down to the green line on the RSI yet, so it's not alarm bells as not go short because it's oversold, but it's getting close. So it could be room for a quick one-to-one here, I presume, as a pip snatcher. Yeah, so similar to Kiwi yen, we've got a definite downtrend going on here. From this pullback here, we've got wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. This will be a wave 4 pullback, and then a wave 5 to the lows. Make sure we get a one-to-one before these lows. And that could be a quick one-to-one. So the advantage of a one-to-one trade is it's very quick. Within 2, 3, 4 hours, you can get your 1%. But of course, with only being one-to-one, you need to have a pretty good strike rate. As in a success rate, more wins than losses. And if you play these pip snatchers well, look out for warnings that maybe this is actually a reversal going to happen and not a trend continuation. Then if you play them well, then you'll get a high strike rate. So a few things I look at is the MACD on the hourly. So the MACD is trending down. When we get this big break of this trend and it comes up here somewhere, that's a warning that it's turning around. And it's getting close, so we'll see how that looks at the time of entry. And also the RSIs. I'll do a trend line on the RSIs as well. Again, we don't want to see that break because that's a sign that maybe the trend is going to change. And another one to look for is there's not a MACD divergence on the hourly lows. So like we do on the daily for the MACD divergence, if we get lower lows but a higher low on the MACD, then that's a divergence, and that's suggesting a trend change may be happening soon. So there's no MACD divergence here either. That's all looking good. So that's why I like this as a possible pip snatcher. So we'll keep an eye on that one. That's really all we have, all I have anyway. Few ones that might set up soon. We'll have a quick look at those. Aussie Yen. Aussie showing some strength. Yen is showing a bit of strength sometimes. So is this the end of the yen strength? Are we going to go up from here or are we going to go down? That's a good question. Nothing too obvious from here. It suggested yesterday it's going to go up, just break away from this daily 20 rejection and keep going up, but it didn't. It just sort of slightly bearish candle. Not a very decisive kind of day yesterday. So if it does go up, we want to see a break the 4-hour 50 here. I've got my alarm set, alert set just above that, and then we can see a possible trade of 4-hour 50. Trying to works. Wake up, down there, and off we go. If it breaks down, then do a similar thing on the hourly 50. But again, we've had all this shopping price action, so for it to go short, probably need quite a good break below this trend line even. So the entry will be quite late on, so it probably won't even work. So it's Aussie Yen looking for possible long. Euro pound, this was looking really good yesterday. Still looks good on the daily. We've had a bit of a long wick, kind of a large doji yesterday, which implied that an entry, and you could have entered here with a stop just up here somewhere, so it probably would have taken you out, but it's not looking very bearish at the moment. So the day does look bearish. We need some proof on the hourly, the lower time frames. And here we've got a strong level here, which has been rejected 1, 2, 3 times. We've got a lower high, but this wick on the daily here, this quick spike down and back again on the hourly, is kind of sported a bit. But we could take a trade here if we get a big solid pullback here and a break of the 1-hour 50 and a pullback. Also lines up with the pivot, which is nice. So you could even take this as a quick 1-to-1. That's something worth watching for today. Sure, I've got 2 alerts on there. Okay. Euro pound, pound yen. Again, it's one of those yen ones, yen pair. So is it going to hit the daily 50 and just bounce off? Well, it hasn't yet, has it? We had a bearish day 3 days ago, Monday. Pull up yesterday, day before yesterday, and then yesterday it just sort of hung around. Didn't really do anything. So it could well be going low again. The weekly is suggesting it's going to go lower. We've got these 3 very major level here has been tested for the 3rd time, or even the 4th time. The MACD is showing lower highs, so it's very strong MACD divergence on the weekly. The daily, again, we fit the same level. Do we have a MACD on the daily? Yeah, we do. Not quite so clear as the weekly, but we're definitely getting all these highs. Every single high, someone's hit this SR line here, this resistance line. We're getting a lower MACD, and a lower MACD, and a lower MACD. I've got a higher one here, but it's still lower than this one over here. So that's suggesting it's still going to go lower. We need some proof, right? Lower time frame. Had this trend line in here, which held pretty strong till it broke above it yesterday, day before yesterday. And it's broke down below it again. So we need some kind of proof that it's breaking below this level. It could even pull back now. Not sure what that trade's doing there. Oh, okay. Right, we've got the daily 50 here. Sorry, didn't mention that. Go back to the daily. Daily 50 is this red one. We're kind of around the daily 50 level. We don't want to trade through it. So we're looking for a short trade. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe it won't be today, because today, if you did get a pullback and an entry on the hourly 50, we'll be trading through the daily 50, which has kind of been rejected here. So that could be a day or so away, that one, for that reason. If you were aggressive in your trading, you could even trade through the daily 50, but I wouldn't suggest we do that. Kiwi CAD. Again, we've got this level here that's been rejected yesterday with the low test, which is this bit here. It's got this nice strong level, which was being respected very well until it broke down yesterday. And now it's breaking up to it again. It's testing the 1-hour 50. If it breaks above it, breaks the 1-hour 50 and there's a nice pullback, that could be a good trade long. Yeah, other thing we've got to watch out for here is this long trend line that goes way back. and that's going to be resistance on the way up as well. So be aware of those few things, but there's a possible trade there going to happen later today, maybe. Another Kiwi one, Kiwi Swiss, again, Kiwi weakness. We've got a bit of Swiss strength as well. So Kiwi Swiss, very bearish candle yesterday. Onto the hourly. We're looking for a long trade because this is hitting a major level. It must be, it's very oversold into that green area here, which is a buy signal. Very oversold, and there's a MACD here as well. So we're looking for a reversal, but we have to be careful and make sure we get confirmation. This trend line here, if we get a break of that, pull back to the 1 hour 50. That could be a nice little long trade in there, up to the 4 hour 50. So that's something I'll be looking at maybe for late today or maybe tomorrow. Kiwi Swiss. Kiwi Swiss, so we've had this pullback, this breakdown, a pullback to the daily 50, and it's trying to get through it 1, 2, 3 times, and maybe today's the day. So looking for a short trade on here. On the hourly, it's kind of chopping around sideways. We have some decent price action. So what I want to see is, I wouldn't trade it short from here, although it's broken and retested the 1 hour 50. It's just too close. It's just been going sideways for too long. It needs to break down, maybe just about here somewhere, a nice solid break, a pullback, and then give us a nice short trade. So basically I want to see a break of these. There's probably a level in here somewhere. Yeah, there's a level there. So I'll just put this on 1 hour. So you see that dotted blue line there. It's testing, 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 break. Back through it. Testing there, break. Avoid it there, test, 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 test. Okay, so pretty strong line. So I want to sit back through that and then pull back to 1 hour 50. Kiwi Swiss, Kiwi Yen, last one we look at. Chopping along sideways at this level here, which is a all-time high, pretty much. Let's go back to 1999, 1998. It was up at this level. Apart from that, this is it's the first time we've been there since then, over 20 years. So we've got, there's no MACD. Notice the MACD is actually higher, so there's no divergence. Maybe from this level here, you can say there's divergence. It's about the same level. This is way lower. So it's showing some kind of MACD divergence. We've got overbought, very overbought there. So looking for some kind of breakdown, but we've got, it's been chopping sideways for a long time now. We've kind of got a triangle thing in there. You might be able to see that. Down to the 1 hour. Oh, there we go, that triangle. Nice looking triangle, actually. I like that. So we don't want to be entering and trading through it. We want to wait for it to break that trend line first. So waiting for a 4 hour 50 break. So it needs to break down here through the 1 hour, through this trend line, and then pull back. Something like down here, back to the 1 hour, break that trend line, down here, back to the 4 hour 50, and off to the races. If it's squashed up, it won't be as fast as that. It's just a little bit of room on the screen. Yeah. So that might be Friday, maybe even next week. Okay, good. So I'm with my shortcuts. Video on, screen share off. All right. come on, zoom. Okay, we'll do the old-fashioned way. Okay, there you go. So there's a few possibilities, not really much happening today, but maybe there'll be a trade or two if we're lucky. I hope your trading is going well. I hope you're learning this skill, because it's definitely one that will change your life when you acquire this skill and really make it work. Just get a few percent a month with the backing of a prop firm. You can change your life. And that's what I'm aiming to do. And it just takes time and dedication and learning, devoting to the skill. Okay, so all the best with your trading. I'll speak to you tomorrow. See ya.